I just trying and find the confidence and taking a bit more risks lap after lap. I knew that the performance was there, that I just had to put everything together, which I kind of did in Q3. So I'm really happy. I hope that the pace that we have seen all over the weekend will still be there tomorrow, which is a completely different thing because with high fuel, tire degradation will be a big thing. So we need to be on top of this. And if we are, then hopefully we can bring the victory home.
It wasn't the cleanest of laps, but I certainly got the most out of it. I think I maybe lost a little bit of time in a couple of places with that, but not enough to get Charles today. So overall, I'm happy with the job I did, puts us in a good spot for tomorrow.
It's a track that I've always struggled in the past, so to be actually starting P3 is not a bad position for tomorrow. Just for some reason doesn't come very natural to me, the driving around here, while there are other tracks that I'm quick straight away. In FP1 here is the opposite, but luckily on the other side of the garage I probably have the fastest man around Baku, so we are P1 and P3 going into tomorrow, and I think we have a strong chance of scoring some good points.
First of all, I'm a bit disappointed because I felt like P2 on a perfect lap should have been possible. I had a scrappy sector 2 where I probably missed a tenth and a half. It's probably the same for everyone though, but Ferrari was on another league, but I think further up would have been good.
Ferrari always seem to have a trick up their sleeve when it comes to these street circuits, and Charles are exceptional around these sort of tracks, but they've for 5 or 6 years now they've been the dominant team on Baku, Monaco, Singapore. We need to try and understand why that is, because they're a step ahead. It was so close to P3, but we've got the fastest car in the straight this weekend, which will bode well for the race.
I think some changes that we made going into qualifying, thinking to improve the car, actually made it worse. So from the first lap that I did in qualifying, I was not happy with the car, and I just tried to drive around it. But when you're not confident and comfortable with the car on a street circuit, you cannot push to the limit, and I think basically that's what happened. As soon as it matters, people start risking more. I just didn't feel comfortable to attack because the car was just very difficult, jumping a lot, losing contact patch with the tarmac, so not very nice. Of course I went off in the last corner, which also didn't help, so all in all quite disappointing.
I think we have a car that could have been on the, whether or not it could be on the front row, maybe the Ferraris might be too strong, but at least set third, fourth today. But the tyres weren't working the whole day for me. So
it was tough. For sure, it was one of those laps that are a little bit out of nowhere in terms of I didn't expect the grip from the car to be that high on that lap. You go through turn 1, you gain time, through turn 2, you gain time, and then you start on a mood into the start-finish line that you are a little bit out of control, but at the same time the car is responding well to whatever you ask him, which is different of the rest of the weekend that we've been struggling, and the confidence was never there to attack the braking points and things. So that lap in Q2 was a little bit outstanding for sure in terms of risk level and reward, but I think that put us in a good position for tomorrow.
It was a good turnaround, I think, from FP1 with the little mistake I made, and I think I made it back for it. The team is really happy. I think I performed almost in every lap. We had a little step on something on the car that it hurt me a little bit in the last run. I really struggled with the rear tires to give them a life during all the lap, and I started sliding them and just hurting them very early in the lap. So I struggled with that, but very happy with the session. I think we were on it at the moment we needed to be, and we got into Q3, which was the big target, feeling every time better, more comfortable with the car, more comfortable with the team. So I think it's a good direction to go, and we are doing well. We are doing the steps needed, and I think there is a lot of potential tomorrow for points. So let's see.
Everyone's trying their best. We made a mistake. There was a rush to get the slipstream in Q3, like there always is around here. We just missed out. Obviously, the fan got left in. I'm sure everyone's going to be kicking himself, but it happens. I mean, I'd rather it happen in Q3 than Q1 and Q2 and not make it through. So in some ways, realistically, maybe one position, maximum two. If I don't know if I could pip Fernando, but we're still in the mix. We're still hopefully starting in the top 10 tomorrow. I need to see now if everything was legal after that session.
It was a tough session. I was first of all really lucky to get into Q2 because it was that was the double yellow, which I lost a lot of time with. But luckily I just scraped through and really was on the limit to get into Q3. If it wasn't for the mistake I made in the castle section, it would have been okay. So yeah, quite disappointed in myself. Not for qualifying, but more for the FP3 where I lost a lot of laps and experience.
Historically, we done quite well here, so we had a bit more expectation than usual. So definitely not matching the expectation into this qualifying, and even went through Q2 was pretty difficult today. And yeah, lap was okay. Just feels like purely lacking of pace.
We expected to be 17th and 18th after the free practice. We've been struggling massively all weekend, and we knew it would not be great, and it actually exceeded all our expectations. So I'm pleased with that. We managed to put some very strong laps in Q1 and Q2, but we just can't get the car working on this track, and it's tough out there.
I think some other teams found a little bit more pace perhaps than us. So it's very fine margins once again in the midfield. No news, no surprise really there. But yeah, just on my side, not enough. Didn't find enough lap time in that last run in Q2. Was struggling a bit in Sector 2 to find the love and the harmony, and hence only P14.
Was it just a question of not putting the three sectors together?
Maybe we have to look into it.
You've been a beneficiary of some crazy races here in 2017. First podium. Is that what you're hoping for tomorrow, just to make progress?
Yeah, we'll see what we can do tomorrow.
Do you think you've got a strong race car underneath you?
We'll see tomorrow.
The lap didn't feel too bad, so I knew I could, always find a bit more, but I felt like we were probably through, and then when I found out we weren't, I say not shocked, just I guess I saw then the times, everyone's so tight on a long lap. On a street circuit, it's quite unusual, so I guess everyone put in some good laps, and that I guess had little mistake cost me. So frustrating, obviously. Q1 exit's never nice, but yeah.
The lap was easily good enough, just a yellow flag, so I had to back off. Following is pretty much impossible around here, and overtaking's I think a lot worse than what everyone thinks. So I'm honestly not expecting a lot from 17th, but we'll put in a good plan tonight, and we'll do our best, of course. But I don't know what's going to happen, so we're just going to wait and see.
Nice teamwork, and thanks to Joe for that. It was nice to get a bit of a boost at the end of the lap with it, but still wasn't enough to get into Q2. I think we improved the car from yesterday. In terms of the feeling, it's much better, but performance-wise, I don't think we gained that much. We made it a bit more drivable, but still not easy.
This morning, after we knew that we had the issue, we need to change unit, and that was the case. We tried to practice that in FP3, so not much running for me, but obviously prioritize my teammate, hopefully that he can at least get a one car to Q2, but clearly you see even with I think I did a good job on toe, but I think we just lack a little bit of performance in the car.
Yeah, it's been extremely complicated to miss FP1 and FP3, so I went into quali with no laps and no setup adjustment really with the car, so yeah, the car was difficult to drive, not really like I would have liked it to be, and obviously I pushed the limits on that last lap and clipped the wall, and that was it. I was on an improving lap for sure, but it would have been a tricky one to get through anyway.